crowd begins to roar. High-flying daredevils in a battle like never before. Oh yeah, from the turnbuckle to the mat, the action never stops. Talking wrestling takes you to the top. Oh yeah, feel the energy, the thunder as the crowd begins to roar. High-flying daredevils in a battle like never before. Oh yeah, from the turnbuckle to the mat, the action never stops. Talking wrestling takes you to the top. Oh yeah, talking wrestling, it's a war right from suplexes to body slams. We got it all inside, get ready for excitement, that's on the show. Talking wrestling is ready to throw down. Oh yeah, woo,
Hello and welcome in for another exciting episode of Talking Wrestling. I'm Palm Water Dave. Joined with me as always is the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn.
Hello, hello.
And we have a very special guest tonight coming to us from one of the NWA's newest affiliate territories, NWA Texas Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. Please welcome in Nathaniel Greysin. How are you doing tonight, Nathaniel?
I am doing phenomenal. Thank you so much, both of y'all, for having me. Dave, as a king, I truly appreciate your promptness and your attention to timeliness. Amy, it has been very peasant behavior from you so far. But I am certain that throughout this conversation, you will change my opinion on you.
Of course. Okay, I see how this is going to go.
I'm willing to bet that she don't.
Oh, thanks a lot, Dave.
Hey, we've been doing this for 2 years. I mean, why? I'm not going to crap the troops. They all know.
I may have had a man on the inside give me a little scoop.
Oh, Lord, help me.
So, before we start talking about all the great things y'all have going on down in San Antonio, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been wrestling?
Yeah, Dave. So I've been wrestling now for 3 years. I've been trained with Rodney Mack and Jazz in the Dog Pound Dojo for the past 3 years.
Oh, cool.
So that's wrestling mom and dad. I am Dog Pound through and through. And so I've been training and continue to train. I'll be going to training right after this interview here in San Antonio with the Dog Pound Dojo with Rodney Mack and Jazz. And it has been a very hellacious 3 years. It has been the best and wildest ride that I've ever been on. And it has been such an amazing experience being a part of all the cool stuff that we've got going on down here, and being a part of building that up. So it's been an incredible 3 years, and I've been blessed with amazing opportunities to work some incredible talents. My coaches, obviously, right? Rodney Mack and Jazz, I've been able to get in the ring with both of them in some way, shape, or form. I've been in the ring with the Boogeyman, with Chase Stevens, Ivan Warsaw, Tim Storm. So there's a James Beard.
Yeah.
Oh, James Beard.
Yes. So I've been, without sounding too corny, I have been truly blessed in the past 3 years to experience what I've experienced in such a short time.
Okay.
There's nobody that you named that if you can't learn from them and just by osmosis, you can't learn anything.
Absolutely.
You've got an incredible coaching staff around you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Amy.
No. You finish. Finish your
I was
sentence.
going to say, I've had the opportunity to work with Rodney and Jazz both. As a matter of fact, the only cage match I've ever refereed, Rodney Mack was in there with me. And you don't think a cage is already intimidating enough. You put Rodney Mack in there with you. It was Rodney Mack and John Saxon.
I was going to say, were you the opponent or the ref, Dave?
No, I was the ref, but getting in a steel cage is pretty intimidating.
Nathaniel, are you from San Antonio?
I am from Texas. Originally born in Houston. We moved here 24 years ago. I moved to San Antonio. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
I'm
No,
I'm
no.
pretty
So go
San
ahead. I'm
Antonio
sorry.
bred.
Awesome. So when you were growing up, did you hear about the dog, Jazz and Rodney Mack and what they were doing? Because when did the dog pound start? It's been a while, hasn't it? Or has it been? Let me
Well, so
look. Let me
that's
see.
that
Let me think.
is
Go ahead.
that
I'm
is the
sorry.
cool.
Go ahead.
No, absolutely. So that's the cool thing about Rodney Mack and Jazz is that they have had different iterations of the dog pound. Um,
Okay.
I believe in different areas. I know that they started off in Louisiana. I
Mm-hmm.
think that I know that they've moved the dojo a few different places. Growing up here in San Antonio, really, um, they were not here. They did not have an establishment here. I believe they
Mm-hmm.
opened up here in San Antonio in 2020, like right in the middle of the
Okay.
pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
is when they opened up the San Antonio location, and I've been with them since 2021.
Well,
So, but I knew
yeah,
of Rodney Mack and Jazz. Uh,
cool.
I am a wrestling thoroughbred from
Ooh.
birth. From birth, I have been in front of or around wrestling, and so yeah, to be able to be taught by such amazing people like Rodney Mack and Jazz, and to really gain the knowledge that they have, not just about the wrestling industry, but about life in general, uh, way more, way worth more than the price of admission.
I could definitely see that.
So,
Uh,
so
yeah.
how long? I mean, when did you know that it was that you wanted to wrestle? I mean, take us back to your fandom, and then when the moment you decided that this is for me, I'm going to pursue it.
Oh man, so before puberty. Okay, so my very first event was WWF way out of Texas in
Mhm.
February of '98 at the Houston Compact Center. It's now a church. Um, and I was in the arena for the big thing that stands out to me. There's two moments that night. Kane's entrance. Kane fought Vader that night, and this was right before him and Undertaker. This was right before WrestleMania 14.
Mhm.
So Kane is still a monster. Kane is just absolutely scared the hell out of 7-year-old me.
Sure.
And then, of course, in the main event from Victoria, Texas, is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And so when you live through and experience that live and in person at that time, at that impressionable age, there has never been a plan B. There has
I
never
love
been,
it.
there's never been, oh, I want to play football. I never played football. I did play baseball for a little bit growing up. I played basketball for a little bit, but it was just because there was nowhere for me to go wrestle.
Mhm.
My high school didn't have a wrestling team, so that was out of the question.
Yeah.
So it has always just been wrestling. We used to have WrestleMania parties, not Super Bowl parties. Um, we have driven from Texas to Orlando for WrestleMania. Uh,
Mhm. When
so
you
you
say
know,
we, are you talking about like you and your parents? Like, are your parents like, or your
yeah.
siblings, or who is that?
Oh my goodness! So that WrestleMania trip was the whole car. I mean, that was the whole family.
I
That was
love
me,
it.
mom, dad, and my sister. We drove in. I think we got there Saturday, so we didn't do the Hall of Fame, but we definitely did. We did WrestleMania, and then Monday we did Disney World. So yeah, like this has been a family event,
I
much to
love
my
it.
sister's chagrin, since birth. So,
That's
and then
awesome.
it has now flooded over to now that I'm married. I have a son. uh my
Uh-huh.
wa- my wife is my wife helps with production here in San
Oh,
Antonio.
cool.
My son literally plays with my wrestling action figures. uh and every version of the Undertaker he calls daddy. So you see those memes going around, right? That's like, oh, my kid's not gonna be a Bluey or Paw Patrol kid. He gonna sit down and watch. That's us. He sits
I
down and he
love
watches
it.
Monday Night Raw. He goes
Well,
to
how much
training
of an
with
ego
us.
stroke is it when he calls the Undertaker daddy, thinking that's you?
No, no, not at all. If anything, it just gives me something to really like strive for and try to
There.
become for him. Uh,
He's
And yeah,
ever got in the ring? Like
oh
at
my goodness,
practice? Do you take
yes.
him?
Oh my gosh, yes. He'll do some of the drills with us, like some of the rolls, some of the
I
stretching.
love it. How old is
Uh,
he?
he is 2.
Oh my gosh, how adorable.
Yeah, and so one of the other athletes there, Iman, he just had a son as well. So one day these two little guys are gonna put it all together, and they're
I
gonna do
love it.
bigger and better things than any of us.
Y'all have all these little vignettes going on, showing video of when them rolling around at 2 years old, and that
Well,
hey,
we
that would be good. That would be big.
well, at the dojo, we do have students of all age, of all
Hmm.
age. I think that our official youngest, I think that she is 13. If she sees this and hears that I was like called her wrong, she's gonna kick my butt later. But I think that she's 13. She's been training with us for 3 years. Rodney
Good
Mack's
for
daughter,
her.
Sky, is our head ref. She is on her high
Awesome.
school she is on our high school wrestling team, and she
Hmm.
brings some of her teammates to our training. And we all love those days because those are days that we really hone in on like amateur style wrestling.
Yeah.
And so yeah, no, here at the Dog Pound, we all age, shapes, sizes, creeds, religions, doesn't matter. You can
Oh,
always
I
be a
love
dog.
it. That sounds fun. Yeah. How cool
I,
is that?
I when I was training, my first trainer, BJ Turner, was really into the mat wrestling, and he liked to get down there and I mean and legitimately try to teach you to escape. You had to fight
Yes.
for it, and you talk about something that would just wear you down. But
Yes.
man, I loved learning to do the chain and the amateur, and it was just see we didn't have it when I was a kid either. And we went to the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame this past summer, and
Hmm. Danny Hodge.
no, not Danny Hodge.
Oh,
That's
who
what I
was it?
started to call him, and then I messed myself up.
Oh,
Dan Gable,
oh, yeah. Duh.
Coach
I'm
Gable.
sorry. I was there too. No,
I
I
spent
knew
some time
that.
talking to Coach Gable, and it's his mission to bring amateur wrestling to every state, every school in every state. So I'm glad to hear that, you said Rodney Mack's daughter's amateur wrestling. So I'm glad to hear that it's made it to schools in San Antonio.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why it wasn't in the school that the two high schools that I went to here in San Antonio. I'm not sure why, but I feel like right after I graduated high school, like wrestling teams started popping up everywhere.
Hmm.
So I just missed it by a little bit, but we truly do, all of us love the nights that we've got the amateur, like the high school team in. We do this drill. It's called Bull in the Ring, and you two guys get on their knees and go to war until one of them, gets pinned.
Mm.
So we uh we truly enjoy and appreciate what we have here in San Antonio with Rodney Mack and Jazz.
I bet. And I know that the becoming an NWA territory, like that is something that's been very
Yes.
recent, right?
Yes,
I mean, the last
that
couple of
just
months.
weeks. That just got
Oh,
announced
that's right.
November 17th.
So tell me, what is that like in the dog pound, in the dojo, like knowing that what you're doing is now part of that, rich history of the NWA, that, that you all are going to be part of that. What kind of talk and what kind of feelings are going around with that right now?
Oh my goodness. So so much excitement. We have obviously we have heard the rumors and the rumblings that something big was coming to the dog
Mm-hmm.
pound, and for
Mm-hmm.
us to just kind of keep the course. Um, Rodney Mack and Jazz both currently work for the NWA.
Mm-hmm.
And so, every so often they would just say, you guys keep on grinding, y'all keep on working, and something big is coming. Y'all don't even understand, y'all don't even know, but like something big is coming. And without going too much inside of baseball, like we heard this for a while,
Mm-hmm.
like for a
Mm-hmm.
while. And we have a phrase, and it's everywhere, right? Trust the process. And so that's all we have been doing is trusting the process, trusting the people that we are putting our careers with. And I think it was maybe the end of September. I think it's the end of September that those of us that help out a little bit more with the inner workings of the promotion and the dojo, like myself, like my wife, and a lot of others. I think that's around the end of September is when like they told us, like, hey guys,
Mm-hmm.
so this is it. And it's crazy because we as a group, as a unit, have all been building something here at Dog Pound that every time we built and accomplished something new, we were like, oh, that's what the big thing is. Like, we just did it. And they would
Yeah.
look at us and be like, nah, we still haven't done the big one yet. And so right now, everybody is just so ridiculously excited. Everybody is so pumped up. Everybody is so motivated to just not only elevate ourselves, but the brand as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Some of we have people of different ages and different wrestling fandom associated with us here at the dojo. So
Mm-hmm.
different people understand the gravity and the importance and the weight of being an NWA territory. And some people are just learning, are just
Yeah.
figuring out like, oh man, this is a huge deal. And this is a huge deal. This is the three oldest letters in professional wrestling. This is a
Definitely.
championship that predates what you're seeing on USA Network. This is a company that a who's who have worked through
Mm-hmm.
from the Carl Gotches all the way to the current NWA champion Thomas Latimer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just just winning. Okay, so I thought about this last night talking to Rick Del Santos. Um, he had mentioned that Nick Aldis is a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and he is on SmackDown every single week. But
Yes.
Adam Pierce is also a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion and is on
Right.
Monday Night Raw every week. And so what
Right.
that really proves is that the NWA holds such weight and prestige in all of wrestling that people who have never been on WWE TV can jump to WWE TV and become mainstay players in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not fail to mention that Cody Rhodes,
Exactly. I was thinking that too.
who's done a little something in the business, is a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and
Absolutely.
R-Truth
Former
is another
NWA
former NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
AJ
So I mean,
Styles,
yes,
Christian Cage over at the other company.
Right.
Don't forget that they have Abyss working backstage
True.
as an agent now, and he is a
right.
former NWA Worlds. So like to know that history, to know like to grow up in a time where the NWA was really up and down. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a 90s kid. I'm a millennial. So,
We forgive you. No.
Well,
that is
1980s
very
wrestling is
peasant
my
behavior again, Amy.
I mean, I started going to the wrestling matches. My first match was in 1982, and the first night I went, I saw Kerry Von Erich versus Ric Flair 2 out of 3 falls with Harley
Right.
Race on the undercard and had no idea who he was.
Right. And so I'm a kid who it's WCW and WWE, and then there's no more WCW, and now there's NWA TNA.
Right.
So for my own in-person like fandom, NWA TNA is where the NWA kind of like lineage starts here. And then being so interested in that promotion, in the alternative to the WWE, that came the history lessons. That came the, okay, well, what was the NWA before this? Oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
oh. And so now to be able to sit with you guys and sit with anybody and say like, I'm a part of that.
Exactly.
Whether it be through a territory, whether it be through the actual NWA, the national brand, I can sit here to anybody and say, yes, I'm a part of that. And that is so cool. That is so breathtaking sometimes. I look at my wife every so often and I'm like, hey, I'm in the NWA.
One of my, I've been refereeing for 20 years, and a lot of my proud moments were the times I got to wear my NWA referee shirt with the huge patch.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been able to hold up the North American Heavyweight Championship for Tim Storm, the World Junior Heavyweight Championship for Steve Anthony and Barrett Brown, the World Heavyweight Championship for Jax Dane,
Mm-hmm.
The National Championship for I was going to say Axiom, but it's not him. The Mask.
Old
Getting
man
old
moment.
sucks, y'all. And I
I
love
wish I
it.
could help. I don't know. I don't know.
When I got Axiom and it's messed me up, but I know it's not Axiom. It's he's wearing a mask. He was with
You know, the only one I know is a grappler.
he was with Austin Idol. He was with Austin Idol for a while. Anyway, he was the NWA national champion, and a couple years ago, I got to referee a match for him, a title match on a pay-per-view. So, I mean, so my proudest memories, because for a while there, people would say, "Well, the NWA, it's dead. It's not what it used to be," or that those 3 letters don't mean anything anymore. Well, they never quit meaning anything to me. You mentioned NWA TNA. The NWA sold me to watch NWA TNA because I grew up with the territory system. It was a big deal when the champion came to town, and I'm excited for what Billy Corgan's doing now and bringing the territories back, because now the dog pound the crowds that are loyal going to the dog pound are going to find out what it means for the NWA world champion to come to town, or the national champion to come to town, or the tag team champions to come to town.
Right.
So, and that's a big deal when they roll in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we have been blessed already this year, 2024, of having NWA superstars come to Dog Pound and wrestle in front of our fans. And so as now that we are an NWA territory, having somebody like a Thomas Latimer, having somebody like a Mims, having the tag team champions, a Knox and a Murdoch, a BFT, having some of those heavy hitting guys from the NWA coming to San Antonio to wrestle in front of these great fans, I think is just something that it's an experience that, like you said, has kind of been forgotten, and it doesn't always feel that way anymore. You when you look at like the national, the mainstream wrestling, that you're gonna see, a Cody on every show, right?
Right.
It's almost a novelty when he's not there, like, oh, he's not there. But now, as it was in the olden days, and I say that, I'm so sorry. I'll forgive you for forgiving me.
Yeah, but he's referring to like the early 90s is when he says the olden days. He's like, oh, I'm talking about the late 80s.
No, I was no. So when I say the olden days, I'm really talking about like my dad's time. So like that's
that
like
is our time.
Probably, yeah. So like mid 70s, early 80s. Yeah. So Dave, you're excluded from this, okay? Dave,
I appreciate
you are
that.
a young, spry rocket.
What? No, wait a minute now. Here.
I embrace it. My merchandise says I'm an elderly.
That's true. He does.
But no, my dad tells stories, right, of the NWA Texas champion coming to Houston. And so that type of excitement, that type of just, oh, this doesn't happen every week. To bring that to San Antonio, to be such an integral part of it, to be so deep in the trenches, it's so exciting. It's absolutely exciting. And then the opposite of it is even more exciting to me. As a performer, as a wrestler, the opportunity to export myself into other territories, to go and possibly work for an Exodus Pro, a World Wrestling League, um, I'm blanking. I'm blanking on the one in Florida. Fight the World. Brian Idol's promotion in Florida. There's so many different promotions that are a part of the NWA territory, and now that it is a system, now that everything is starting to link, it's super exciting to be able to possibly have those opportunities to go out there to those territories and perform.
Mm-hmm. And so I have a question. So you talk about your wife doing production. Did you meet her at the dojo, or is that just something that she got brought into, or did you
um,
meet her there?
Yes and no. So
Okay.
my wife and I have a very interesting and entertaining story.
Ooh.
We met before wrestling, working at a restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and we could not stand each other. We didn't like each other. We were not we were barely acquaintances.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
we we so didn't like each other that it wasn't even, hey, how you doing? It was just look at, eye contact, acknowledge, move on. And so then she got married to somebody, I got married to somebody, we both got unmarried to those somebodies, and then my wife was doing production before we had re-met, and
Uh-huh.
in an absolute just crazy turn of events, my wife ended up recording my very first match because she was
Oh.
there recording the event, the very
Uh-huh.
first Dog Pound show. And so she recognized me coming out for my entrance. We didn't exchange hellos. We didn't anything. She recognized me. I did not even see her.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think a year went by, and nothing, just nothing, no con. I had forgotten about her. She had forgotten about me, and then she ended up at another one of my wrestling events, another Dog Pound event, and she was doing media again. And I
Uh-huh.
think that time she actually made something and posted it like on Instagram, and
Oh.
she had taken the time to look me up and tag me. And
Oh,
so
okay.
I know, Amy, you're a little more elderly, so you may not be technologically savvy. But when you tag somebody on Instagram, it shows
Yes.
up in your DMs. And so I took that as
Ah.
her sliding into my DMs.
Yeah.
Right? You're with me, right, Dave? Like she totally slid in there.
Looked like a green light to me.
And you know what, Dave? Even if it was just the yellow light, I ran that thing
There
anyway.
you go.
And and yeah, so we ended up meeting through wrestling again.
Cool.
And
Uh-huh.
then I do a little bit of video work on my own. Nothing in comparison to what she has taught me how to do.
Uh-huh.
But so that was like a common interest for us. And then through dating and just being together,
Aw.
well, actually, I lied. It wasn't
Uh-oh.
through all that. It was through tragedy. It
Oh.
was through mishap and tragedy that she actually got sucked into all of this.
Oh, okay.
um, okay, so she'd been coming around the dojo. Rodney and Jazz know her. All the guys know her. She's at
Yeah.
the shows. She's a very helpful and nice person. So she's helping out wherever she can, but she's not really a part of it.
Mhm.
And then my dad passed away, and
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
we held the memorial at the dojo. And at the end of the memorial, we decided to have like a match.
Mhm.
Uh, and so my wife gets drunk throughout all of this.
Okay.
And she decides to grab the microphone before the match. And now she is the ring announcer for this impromptu match. She
Okay.
starts doing the play-by-play on the microphone throughout the match. And guys, she was really good. Like she was really good. And Rodney and Jazz were there, and I think it was like the next week they were like, "Hey, do you think she would want to like help out?" And so it started off with ring announcing, and then it just morphed into her being the end all be all of production for us.
Awesome.
She We just moved, and our entire garage is filled with production equipment. To the point that somebody literally asked us tonight, like, "Hey, can you bring this?" And we were like, "No, it's buried right now." So yeah, she records all the shows. She helps out with a lot of the promos. She helps out with a lot with anything video related. My wife probably has her thumb on it at the very least, if not her whole hand.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Well,
I love that y'all have those same, like the similar interests and how she's kind of doing her thing and you're doing your thing, but you're both very much a part of the dojo. That's
well,
cool.
I watched. You sent me some links. So some of the stuff I watched was from 7 or 8 months ago. Some of the stuff I watched was just recently, and you can see the production has gotten better. I mean,
Sure.
just their production value. I mean, I'm not saying what I saw 7 months ago wasn't good. I'm saying that the production value on their channel and the show Paradox has grown. So, I mean, it's very entertaining.
I have to give the utmost credit to where it is due. My wife works very closely with NWA superstar now, Soda Pop. He
Uh-huh.
trains out here in the dojo. He is a Dog Pound original thoroughbred, and so Soda
Oh.
is the one that actually edits and puts together the Paradox TV show.
Oh,
My
how
wife
cool.
records it and then hands it over to him, and he does his magic, and he puts all of that together. And so yeah, all everything that you see on the YouTube channel or on Anthem TV, Paradox, I would say almost 99% of that is my wife and Soda.
Well, they're doing a great job. They
They
really are.
absolutely are.
Roland Fernandez says, "Thank you, Dog Pound and NWA, for bringing great wrestling to the Lone Star State." And thank you, Roland, for joining us tonight. Also, a shout out to the chat. We got Ben Jones here, all the way from Australia. Willie Buck's with us. Andrew
Hi, Ben.
Hermes. Thank y'all for joining us on a Wednesday night. You
Thank you guys
mentioned that
very,
your
very
dad thought it
much.
was a big deal for the Texas champion to come to town in Houston. I
Yes.
wonder if Billy Corgan knows that the Texas Heavyweight Championship is a big deal and will reinstate it.
Okay, so
Ooh. Oh, you
I
got some tea?
that's
You got some tea?
no.
Oh, darn,
There
darn,
is no
darn.
tea, but I can tell you this.
Oh, I thought he was getting ready to.
Billy Corgan absolutely knows what a big deal the NWA Texas Heavyweight Championship is. Billy Corgan absolutely, positively knows how big of a deal the state of Texas is to all of professional wrestling. And okay, Amy, I have just the tiniest bit of tea. The tiniest bit of tea.
Okay, okay. We'll take it.
Billy Corgan knows that Texas is a very big state, and that some states require more love and attention and focus than other
Ooh.
states.
Oh.
And if you keep your eyes peeled on your social medias this week and this weekend, I think you guys will understand exactly what I mean.
Ooh. So there's a little
I have a
little tea
sneaking
for us.
suspicion.
You
I
do? How
can
come?
I
I can't.
can say this.
I'm not gonna guess, and because if I'm right, then everybody's gonna think I knew something and spilled it.
I
But
can say this.
it's
Joe.
no accident that the Crockett Cup it was in Texas.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Joe Galley did just post a graphic this week stating that he does have a big announcement coming this weekend.
Ooh.
And I
Yay.
believe, if I'm not mistaken, he will be making that announcement from Texas Style Wrestling up in Forney, Texas, this Saturday, December the 7th, which I will also be there, and
Oh, nice.
will be entertaining and enjoying the fine people of Forney, Texas as well. So I guess we are all going to find out exactly what Joe Galley has to say this upcoming Saturday.
That's
Cool.
the
Now,
promotion that James was telling us that he works with, Amy.
okay, I was gonna say, I feel like we've heard that that town anyway.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. They had the Crockett Cup there in Forney,
I
and
got you. Well,
Yes.
then I mean, I know that I'm really excited about that. I'm from Dallas originally.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm
I
so
mean, I
sorry.
spent the first 42 years of my
Now
life
you
in
and me have
Dallas.
beef. Amy, where are you from? Let's find out how much I really like you.
Kentucky.
We don't have any
Kentucky.
problems.
I was gonna say
No,
Kentucky.
there's no problems with Kentucky.
We're neutral. We're just like right in the middle, just kind of hanging out.
But Dallas, man,
Yeah.
I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you. Because we're talking about wrestling and not football or basketball, we can still be okay. If you want to switch over to those subjects,
be jealous that I spent many a Friday night at the Dallas Sportatorium.
and that one I will accept. That one I will accept and accept in defeat.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna talk about where you were hanging out on Sundays, and I was like, dude, nobody's jealous of you hanging out in that toilet bowl.
Dude,
Oh Lord.
I've been to 2 Dallas Cowboy games in my life. 2.
Okay. I've been to one.
As long as you don't start talking about the Dallas Stars, that's when you're gonna get a fight.
Yeah, I am
Are
a
you a
huge
hockey
fan of the
guy?
I'm a hockey guy. I love the Dallas
Oh
Stars.
man, I have no beef with the Dallas Stars. They're the only team in Texas that we have, so I enjoy their success. I do. I enjoy casually watching hockey. I'm not very much into it, but like if there's some like I'll sit down and watch a period.
Yeah. And I like the San Antonio Spurs,
Okay.
but I do not
I
like the
can't-
Houston Rockets.
All I can say
That's
about
the rivalry, but the Spurs used to be the Dallas Chaparrals in the ABA, so
The chaparrals. What is that? What's a chaparral?
I don't know.
Oh well, I'm gonna look that
all
up.
I'm willing
But-
to say,
I'm curious.
all I'm willing to say nicely about the Mavericks is that they've got a very good roster right now.
Yeah.
They have a very good roster. That's all I'm willing to say. That's all I'm willing to say. Because my Spurs are not dead in the water. The rebuild is real, but we're not dead in the water.
Well, it's got to be harder for with all the success they had for so long. Like I said, the Mavericks got it one time, and Cuban quit trying.
Some people would say that's how a married man feels too.
My wife's the producer. I will not say that. But
Trying to get in
anyway,
trouble.
so
But yeah,
tell
oh no,
so
go
what
ahead,
all do
go
y'all
ahead.
have going on down there that we can look forward to with Dog Pound?
Oh, so man, we if you haven't already, it sounds like you guys have, but if your listeners haven't already, you can check out Dog Pound Championship Wrestling on YouTube every Thursday at 5 p.m. And then you can also check it out live on the first air on Anthem TV. You can download that, I believe, on all your smartphones and maybe even your smart TVs. Not totally sure on the smart TVs. I believe so. We air live every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Anthem TV. We just confirmed our 2025 dates for our home venue at Big's Burger Joint here in San Antonio.
Uh-huh.
I believe that we start. I believe the first date is the last Sunday in January. Hold on, I'm looking that up. January 19th, 2025. And I believe that this is great. I think that I'm the first person to say this date. So you guys do get a little bit of breaking news. Dog Pound Championship
tea.
Wrestling returns to Big's Burger Joint January 19th, 2025.
Okay.
Where you can catch the winner of the junior heavyweight tournament in action. I'm not going to spoil who that is. But you can go and catch the junior heavyweight tournament on the YouTube channel. It should be up right now, at least the first
It is.
part.
I just watched it
Okay.
earlier today.
Awesome.
The first round. Can you tell? We've talked about NWA talent that could possibly come in, but tell us about Dog Pound talent that's on this poster that y'all have on the roster that's competing in this
Yeah.
junior heavyweight tournament.
Absolutely, of course. So, front and center is the inaugural junior heavyweight champion of Dog Pound, Soda Pop. He is an NWA superstar. He is on their roster. Um, right behind him, over, if you're looking at it, his right shoulder, that would be yours truly, the King of Darkness, the a former Dog Pound junior heavyweight champion. Um,
Oh, looking to get your
and
title back, eh?
I was looking to get my championship back. You'll have to tune in on the YouTube channel to see if I do or if I do not. If Dave watched it, he already
Interesting.
knows. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
I'd already pulled the graphic with.
um, and so, as the two former champions in this tournament, we were both awarded first round buys.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the rest of the field behind us. Right next to me, you have awesome Austin Jordan, one half of Ghetto Fabulous.
Okay.
I believe he is the dean or maybe the superintendent of Stomped Out University. I promise you, it's nowhere that you want to go, but like maybe some of your kids could have used it. Not
Mm.
not
Okay.
y'all's kids specifically, but
Oh no, mine definitely, and some of my grandkids.
um let's see, in the middle behind Soda is the executioner Jake Verdugo. He's one of the young upstarts with a lot of attitude here in Dog Pound. I believe he is still in, he might have just come to his 1 year mark of
Oh.
working. Right next to him is one half of our current tag team champions, the City Boys. That is Bino Blue.
Uh-huh.
Bino Blue is one of the most exciting talents that I feel like that we have. He is so unpredictable. He's so charismatic, and he is definitely somebody that I think him and his tag team partner KDP, the City Boys, both of them together or individually, that those are two guys that you want to keep your eye on in 2025.
Y'all had a good match.
Could have been a little bit better, huh?
I think you cheated. I think you cheated.
You
Oh.
saw that, right? I'm
It,
glad that you saw that. He
I
threw
could
a
have
little
swore
bit
he
of
had
something
something
in
in
the
his hand that
eye.
I thought he had something that he was getting you in the face with.
Like a fish hook or something. He had like a
Oh
fish
my
hook taped into
gosh. A
his
fish
tape.
hook?
Absolutely. Well,
You
he
know I
knew.
watch these. You know I watch matches like a referee. I'm
I
just saying.
know.
If I can, well, let me talk about one more guy here, and then I want to go back a little bit to that to this whole tournament and explain to you guys just the tiniest bit of behind the scenes.
Okay.
Um, Up in the very top left is he is the newest member of the Dog Pound roster. Up in the top left, that's Diamond Cage. He is, if Blue is the most exciting and charismatic, I think that Diamond Cage is one of the most eye-popping and jaw-dropping guys that we
Ooh,
have.
okay.
He is still under a year. He is still on his rookie year, and what the progress that we have all seen of Diamond in the ring, outside of the ring, is phenomenal. And he is definitely somebody that I think for the next few years, at every level of this sport, you're going to hear more about Diamond Cage. I feel like
Diamond
everybody on
Cage.
this poster, you're going to hear a lot more about. Up in the top right corner, you have second generation superstar DJ Brown. Right in the middle, you have the man of the year, T.Y. Shane. And then right above me is the realtor of reality, Dill Dempsey, who has wrestled in every city and state in Texas, and nobody will ever change my mind about it. So what is really cool about this whole junior heavyweight tournament, and Dave, as somebody that is inside, as the third man inside the ring, I feel like you're gonna really, really appreciate this. Um, for the viewers and the listeners, I'm so sorry if I'm about to ruin the joy of Christmas for you. Okay? But this is a show, right? This is a show. Okay? And normally, typically throughout the show, you know what is going to happen. The three people in the ring know what is about to go down in the next 6 to 20 minutes, however long your match is, right, Dave?
Uh-huh.
You
Right.
know, you may not know everything, but you know.
Well, the fun part about me is that sometimes I'm old and I forget. I forget.
Well, okay, so Dave, check this out. Check this out. This tournament was a complete and total shoot in the sense that
Really?
only the referee knew.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
cool.
Only the referee knew. We are in there without a net, without knowing anything other than who we are in the ring with. And we don't even know whose music is being played at the end. The referee, the entire part 1 and part 2, the referee is the only person in that ring that knows what is happening, or what the finished product is going to be, what the final outcome is going to be. The referee is the only person throughout that entire night that knew what was supposed to happen.
Oh, wow.
And
that is such a concept.
And
And-
no kidding.
and obviously that's not something that we're going to advertise to the general public and to the fans, but for us in the back, talk about living without a net.
Yeah.
Talk about dangerous. Talk about just so exhilarating, to the point
Talk
that I wish
about
that we
work.
could just
That's literally working.
put on them shoes, brother. Let's work.
That's the dance right there. I love that so much.
And so some of those, okay, so like I can confirm to you that in my match, that is his genuine reaction, because he was the only one that knew.
Chili Dust Production says it made everyone in the back super exciting because we all didn't know what was happening.
I could definitely see that. Like that is something. Is that like something that Rodney and Jazz came up with? Is this
Oh, yeah,
tournament? Is
that
that
is-
the only time that this has happened, or do they do that in different events at the Dog Pound?
So don't let their hard exterior fool you.
Uh-huh.
Those two are jokesters and pranksters, and Rodney Mack especially. Rodney Mack's a pot stirrer. Dude,
Uh-huh.
Rodney Mack loves stirring the pot. So this was all his brainchild. This was all his way of messing with us.
I can see it.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? Pressure makes diamonds.
No kidding.
And that is what we say it all the time here at the Dog Pound. Like, we're here to be great. And each and every one of us has our own goals and our own ambitions. And the common denominator is that we're all trying to be great at this profession, at professional wrestling. And so, yeah, put the pressure on us. Put us in unfamiliar situations. Put us in the deep waters. And I promise you, not just myself. I can speak so much for myself, and I am, and I will. But as a whole, as the whole unit, I feel so confidently in saying, you stick us anywhere, and we will show you why we are different and why you should have your eyes on NWA Texas, because we just bring it a little bit harder, because we got that dog in us. And we have that.
Yeah.
We have that dog in us because he does stuff to us like that.
I love it. Man,
I do too.
I'm super excited to keep following this now that I know where I can watch it.
Yeah. It's what's old is new again.
And I love that venue. I really love the venue.
Yes, the venue is so big. Shout out to Big's Burger Joint, who have just been phenomenal in hosting us all last year, again all next year. They have a party barn in the back. So, they have the main restaurant in the front, and then in the back they have the party barn. We set up in the party barn, and they have just been great host. I feel like you don't commit to 12 more dates if you're not happy with your guest as well. So
Exactly. And I'm sure that helps with production, like you talked about, Dave, how it's gotten better, obviously, as you go and do something over and over. But you're learning like what angles are good in this building. It's not like you're going to a new place every week and or and you can really like, okay, well this is a great, this is a great place to do promos. The lighting's good, we can do it here. And you get to go to that setup all the time. And I'm sure that really does, and it makes it your home. And I think that's another, cool thing about, like you said, a cool thing about the dog pound is like you have a home. Like this is the dog pound in a sense, the party barn. And that's where
Yes.
people they know they can go to go see you all.
Yeah, and San
Yes.
Antonio fans are great. I've been wanting to get back down there. I've been invited. To come down and referee. Um,
The dog pound or somewhere
no,
else?
no, there's
Where?
another promotion down there.
Oh,
Rob Love has been trying to get me to come down.
Ah, the other king.
Yeah,
The other
oh.
king. Nothing but love to King Rob Love. Kings recognize other kings.
but
Rob, Rob's a good guy.
but I refereed and my wife yelled Burger King. She's gonna, and I repeated it, so now I'm gonna get my ass kicked. But
There goes your shot at reffing for dog pound, but whatever.
he'll let me come down there. Just another opportunity for him to hit me.
Well, that's true. That's true. So
But what I'm
just
saying is
beat up.
the fans. I refereed down in San Antonio back in 2009, and the crowd was nuts, and it was a party barn type of atmosphere. It was in a bar, double decker bar, and they literally were hanging from the rafters. It was
Yes.
just an
Awesome.
incredible energy in the crowds down there.
And we pride ourselves in packing them in, right? We do our own guerrilla marketing. Okay. We pride ourselves in not just packing them in, but then keeping them there. A lot. We pride ourselves, and it's really Rodney and Jazz. Everything starts and ends with Rodney and Jazz. No
Mhm.
matter how much other people help, myself included, this is all because of Rodney Mack and Jazz. And I cannot make that abundantly more clear anytime I speak about it. I tend to talk in a bit of ownership about it because I love it and because I'm so deep in part of it. But everything is always Rodney Mack and Jazz. And so packing them in, keeping them there, and then having such a deep match card and
Mhm.
then not burning them out.
Right.
That
100%.
tournament, it was broken up into 2 episodes, but that was shot in one night. And there's about good Lord, 12 or 13 matches on that one night.
Woo.
Because there were other non-tournament matches as well that night.
Right.
I think that show was 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Hmm.
And as Dave can attest, right, we're not in there having Attitude Era length matches. Myself and Bino Blue were in there for about 8 to 10 minutes.
Right.
And so,
But it didn't seem rushed though.
No, absolutely not, because and that's where the teachings and the style of Dog Pound and NWA wrestling comes in. When you know how to tell these stories, when you know how to work, you can make 6 minutes seem
Mhm.
like 15. You can
Right.
make 10 minutes seem like 20.
Yeah.
And have a really good time and tell a really good story with ebbs and flows
Right.
and so I feel like our shows have a great flow to them. It makes it does not feel right. Like Amy, you had a very appropriate reaction when I was like, the card has 13 matches. Sheesh. Right. But then I tell you that we got it done in 2 hours.
Yes.
And you're like, well, now wait a minute, 2 hours. That's about the time I wanted to go to wrestling.
Exactly.
Well,
And
and I've been on shows where they've gone 3 hours with a lot less matches, and the crowd was exhausted, and the main eventer that came all the way across the country
wrestled in front of nobody.
they
Yeah.
were dead. The crowd was dead, and
Didn't matter how many were in there, they weren't there.
exactly. And it's
Exactly.
just it's so it's
But here's the crazy thing, right? Is that different strokes for different folks. I do know of a promotion in Houston. I'll give them a shout out. Loco Wrestling. Loco Wrestling has long ass shows. But
Uh-huh.
man, those people are into it the whole time, you know? And so like I said, different strokes for different folks. But I do know that here at Dog Pound, it's something that we're very proud of. Like we can put on a full 13 match card in under 3 hours, and keep the people engaged, keep them entertained. We very much try to keep a conscious effort on, you know, making sure that every match is different. A big thing that I say to a lot of our guys is, all right, we have 10 matches on the card. That means that we need 10 different stories. Let's make it happen. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that not just myself, but everybody here at the Dog Pound has so much pride in what we have built from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and really through a lot of hardship, a lot I mean through the freaking pandemic, right? Through competition, you know, a new guy showing up in an established area is always going to turn some heads and cause some issues, right? But we have persevered through all of that, and we have gradually elevated to becoming first worthy of even being recognized as an NWA territory. That was a hurdle in itself, just being
Yes.
for us to look at each other and go, yeah, yeah, we could be an NWA territory, and then to finally actually becoming one.
Mm-hmm.
uh what a process, what a journey. And the craziest part about all of that is, like, we've been talking now and we're just getting started, and it's
Well, and
awesome.
yes, like you said, the NWA is such a product. Like they're not just throwing that out to everybody. Like you all were selected because of what you got going on and what you're being taught and the production that you're putting on and the talent that you all have. So I mean, you all should be proud of yourselves for, that's a huge accomplishment. It really, really is.
Well, and also, I mean, for one, you have a school with very legitimate trainers.
Oh,
I mean, it
definitely.
doesn't get. I mean, you can't beat Rodney Mack and Jazz.
Definitely.
Uh, so you have the school aspect of it. Then you have incredible events. You're getting some momentum with your show. You're on
Mhm.
Anthem. You're on YouTube. You can watch it live.
Mhm.
Now the NWA has said, "Hey, y'all, we want y'all to be part of what we got going on," and that puts a stamp on it. And all that does is gets
Definitely.
everybody that you see on this picture on the screen more eyes on them. This is
Definitely.
good. I mean, all of a sudden you got WWE IDs being handed out.
Mhm.
There's a focus on what's going on in independent wrestling. It's a great
Bingo.
time to be an independent wrestler
Definitely.
because
Yes.
you could be doing your thing at Paradox this month and you might be doing your thing on SmackDown next month
Mhm.
because you've gotten some exposure, or you may AEW may ask you to come in, or NWA moves you over to what they're doing. You're appearing on Power.
Hmm.
It's like you said, you're going over to Exodus and
Mhm.
all over the country because now what you've done was worthy of eyeballs, but now you got a spotlight on you, and those
Mhm.
spotlights are just going to keep getting bigger.
Absolutely. And so it's no secret. You're right. There's no exclusivity to podcasting, right?
No,
I'm making the rounds right now. And as you guys, I really don't know how long we've been talking, but the majority of this conversation has not really been about me, and that is okay because I have a goal, and my goal is that I'm going to be the face of NWA Texas, and then I'm going to become the face of the NWA in totality. And that starts with coming on here and getting more eyeballs to that product right there. And so for me, coming onto your show, coming onto other people's shows, this is all about bringing exposure and awareness to what we have going on, not just here at San Antonio, but throughout the entire NWA organization. And so I am honored, I am excited, and I am so ready to make this transition to expose myself more to this spotlight that is currently on us. And I'm very, very confident in not only myself, but in the team that I have around me. We say a lot of times here at the dojo that professional wrestling or not professional wrestling, but well, I mean, yeah, professional wrestling is a team sport based on individual effort.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so I know that for myself, the effort is about to be put into maximum overdrive even more than I thought that I could. And I thought that I had it in maximum overdrive this year.
Well, your enthusiasm it's infectious.
Definitely.
And I noticed that when we were talking about you earlier in the episode, as soon as we brought up Dog Pound, boom! And I mean, we can feel how passionate you are about what you got going on with the NWA and Dog Pound. And
Definitely.
I want you to know that y'all always have an open invitation. If there's something y'all want to promote, we're here for you. We'll be glad to have you on anytime.
Thank you very, very much. This has become a family to a lot of us here. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
myself. For a lot of these guys and gals, like this is home. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there have been people that live in Rodney Mack's garage.
Mm-hmm.
There is somebody living in Rodney Mack's garage for whatever reason. You know, we've had people move across the country and they needed to get started in Rodney Mack's garage. We've had people go through hard times and tragedies that needed to go stay in Rodney Mack's garage. And we've got one guy that just has a leasing issue, a leasing overlap, a gap. And now he's staying in Rodney Mack's garage. And so it's
somehow I think that stayed in Rodney Mack's garage really looks good on your wrestling resume.
No kidding.
You know what? Maybe I need to go stay a couple of months at Rodney Mack's garage. But it's
Now your wife might not appreciate that. No.
Well, you said that
might be ready to get me the hell out of here.
You said she used to couldn't stand you, so you know.
That's true. I didn't think
No,
about
if
that.
anything, she wants to go stay at Rodney Mack's garage because her and Jazz they're like besties now.
Uh-huh.
Jazz talks to my wife more than she talks to me now, and me and Jazz chit chat a lot.
Tell our listeners where they can find you on social.
So you can find me everywhere on socials at Nathaniel Greysin. That's Greysin. Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, the Tiki Tacky, and then of course on Anthem TV and YouTube as well. I try to stay as active as possible. I'm better at some than others.
I hear you.
I just friend you on Facebook, so hopefully that's one of them
Beautiful.
that you are active on.
Well, my only living grandparent is on the Facebook. So I try to stay active on the Facebook so that Mimi can always know what's going on.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm right there with Mimi. I love Facebook. It helps me keep up with all
I
kinds
do
of
them all.
stuff.
I'm worse than a 12-year-old girl.
That's very true. He is. And he's all about the TikTok. So I think that's
TikTok's
interesting.
great.
I love
TikTok's
it.
great. I am
I
not.
know you do.
They don't like my content too much because it's all violent, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Wrestling.
yeah.
So there's a really cool flaming table spot that they took down, and I took that one personally because like I took that and
Yeah.
like you know
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
took that. So put it up there, damn it. But yeah, no, you can find me on all the socials. You can find Dog Pound Championship Wrestling and the Dog Pound Dojo on all the socials as
I
well.
love that too.
There's a school, there's a promotion, They're separate, but they're the same.
Mhm.
And then for anybody listening that is in the state of Texas, you can catch me live in action this Saturday, December the 7th at Texas Style Wrestling, TSW, coming from the OC Theater in Forney, Texas. If you guys want to talk about really kick-ass venues, the OC Theater in Forney, Texas is, oh my goodness. It is
Bet.
by far one of the best TV venues on an independent
Oh,
level
James
that
Beard goes on and on about that venue, and my one of my best friends in life lives right across the highway from it.
you need to tell him to
Oh, how
come.
cool.
You know what? When I go this weekend, even as I will shoot y'all pictures from inside once it's all set up,
Yes,
because
please do.
it is state of the art. Like, I mean, it is absolutely state of the art. I believe the OC Theater is a part of a bigger college of some sort.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what's the damn word? The schools, they're not colleges, but like the trade schools. Thank you.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you helping me out.
Yeah, she's in education, but it's Kentucky, so there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not nice.
I know.
So the OC is a part of like this trade school facility complex, and it is this beautiful black box theater. It is state of the art with lights, cameras, the whole nine. Like I said, this Saturday when we've got it all set up, I will shoot you a picture just so that y'all can see it, so that y'all know that James Beard isn't full of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What
Oh, that
about
sounds
merch?
cool. Thank you.
What? You have a merch store?
I do not have a merch store online yet. I do have a merch bag, and it comes with me everywhere.
Oh, okay. I like it. I like it. Get you in person. Mhm.
Yes, setting up a merch store is definitely one of the goals for 2025. Now that I feel we have gotten to now that we've gotten to the end of the year and I'm really winding down on my active bookings, I
Mhm.
plan on spending the next 3 weeks of really planning and preparing for 2025, and not just NWA Texas, not just Dog Pound, but Nathaniel Greysin is planning on coming out in 2025 and just full guns blazing, all ships ahead.
Well,
We can't wait to see it.
we're excited for you, and we
Yes.
wish you the best. And again,
Thank you guys. Thank
the
you.
door's always open if you need to come back and promote something. Anybody at Dog Pound's welcome, and we'll make sure that you're tagged in everything we post about the episode.
Please, thank you, and send me any graphics or whatever you've got. I love sharing.
Well,
My
thank you so
ugly
much.
face.
Yes. Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time tonight. Thank you for coming on and telling us about all that you got going on. Like I said, your enthusiasm about the whole thing is infectious.
Definitely.
And you and your family, happy holidays to you. Be safe.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Y'all as well. Please be safe. I know that the weather is getting stupid everywhere across the country, but especially over on that east side. So y'all just take it easy, man. Take it
Well,
easy.
and hopefully our paths will cross sometime out there in 2025.
They're going to. They're going to have to. That is my goal.
I'm wanting to get to that. I'm wanting to get out there with James and work in that facility.
Well, you know, I may not miss Dallas, but Dallas misses you. So come on home, Dave.
Well, my kids still live there, so I go visit them.
Well, you can just say you're visiting them and then just come to the wrestling show.
It's funny. It's funny because the last time I came, they were running that building, and my daughter had full plans for me that Saturday night with people coming over, and I was like, "Man, I got MPX out here, and I got just right here in Forney because we're within 30 minutes of where my daughter lives. It's within 30 minutes of that building."
Yeah.
And I mean, I wanted to see my kids, but I was also wanting to head over there to see what was going on in Forney.
damn kids will ruin everything.
Oh, you're going to find out.
Yeah, no, mine is ruining the blinds right now.
Aw, sweet boy.
Well, get in there and wrestle with him.
Thank you guys very much for y'all's time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the platform to jibber jabber on about all the cool stuff that we have going on. And it is my goal next year, at least one of them. I have a lot, but it's one of my goals to meet everybody that I've done a podcast with next year in person. and hopefully that happens for us as well.
I hope so.
Awesome. Yes.
Well, everybody, thanks
Awesome.
again. Nathaniel Greysin.
Yay.
Bye-bye. How was that, Amy?
I love it. You're
He
right.
was-
His enthusiasm, like, you know what I really like that he's
It's rare
talked
that you
about,
get a wrestler that don't want to talk about himself.
right? But you can tell, like when he talks about the dog pound, he's been there 3 years, he said, and how much of a family, like you can see that, like up and coming, like you can see everybody together working on the project to make it the best it can be. Like, I don't know, there's just something about his, like you said, his enthusiasm. I can imagine they're all like that, and that they've just got this great news about being part of the NWA, and like just all those steps that they're taking. It's a process, like you said. Like I'm 100% with them. I think that's wonderful what they're doing,
I do too. And
and I'm and
I mean, with the tech,
yeah.
I'm super excited at the prospect that the Texas Heavyweight Championship is going to come back.
Oh yeah,
I cannot wait to see Joe Galley's announcement, because it sounds like, with the hints that were dropped, that is what I'm thinking.
exactly something.
Um,
And I'm gonna be in Dallas in April. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to. I mean, I'm going for this conference, but I gotta, my nights will be free, I guess. So I've got to figure out some stuff, because
oh,
I would definitely want to hit some,
we'll have to
do
coordinate with you if
something.
you're going to be there on
Yes,
the weekend.
I want to be there during the week.
You staying for the weekend?
Hey, Nathan.
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel. I'm sorry.
April 19th. April 19th. I was listening to you.
Oh.
April 19th is the April show in Forney, Texas. So Amy, you plan around that. And Dave, you plan around that too. We can just all meet up in April.
That sounds good.
Interesting.
Wait a minute. Isn't WrestleMania April 19th?
It is. And Easter.
Yeah.
Y'all doing a show on Easter? On not Easter, but are you doing on Saturday night? You're right, the 19th.
Oh, it's a
April
Saturday.
19th.
Okay. Well, it's still not one, but I don't care.
That's right. Okay. It'll be recorded.
Listen. I don't mind competing with any other wrestling promotion, no matter what size or length or whatever.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
on
know about
Peacock. You can watch it
competing
whenever.
with
Heck yeah. That's what
right,
I'm
but
saying.
I don't know about competing with the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking when they moved it to Easter weekend, I'm thinking,
Ooh.
I live in Mississippi, and he's still over in Mississippi.
No kid. Yeah, really.
No, look, man, they're gonna book him again.
Oh,
They're gonna book the Lord again.
Uh-huh. I guess.
Look at Amy's face.
Amy's one to pass out, light a candle
Yeah.
for you.
I bring candles. Like I'm very
I've
much
got 3.
I'm trying to save all the souls as best as I can.
Well, you might want to skip over that May or April of 2006 on the Peacock.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
I don't know. Maybe we'll go to Texas Easter weekend.
Oh. Yeah, you could go celebrate Easter on Sunday. I mean, with your family. Might think about that, Dave.
Yeah.
And Amy, you can celebrate Easter with his family too. Invited or not.
I don't know what my family would think about that, but
From what I hear, Dave's family invited the whole family.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, oh yes, definitely.
They'll do that.
Yeah, really. We'll have to see how that would work out. We'll have to look into that.
Last December, we were doing Christmas. We have to do them on different weekends. All through December, we got all these Christmas celebrations because our kids would. We've got previous marriages, and the kids have to go to all these different places. And we're at my daughter's house, and I get a text from a friend that works for AEW, and he says, "Hey, we're over here they were in Garland, Texas."
Yes.
And he goes, "You need some tickets?" And I'm like,
I said, needing one or two different things.
I said, "I don't think I can slip out of Christmas," but y'all are tempting me, but if he'd have said, do you have your referee gear and can you come over? I'd have told the kids, Gotta go.
Okay. All right. For real
Now
this
I'm
time,
booked.
my kid is. For real this time, my kid is telling me it is time to go.
All right.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, I was it is killing me that I cannot think of that guy's name because I like him so much.
And I tried to look it up, and what
He's
was
the
it?
masked wrestler.
But you said what title did he hold? I
He held the
messed up.
national title in the NWA.
When?
The national heavyweight championship. The national championship.
Oh.
He was on the wrestling showcase in 2022. I've
Well,
changed
hold
the
on.
studio
I'm
up.
I'm looking right at it. Let's see here. Right? The one that we went to?
Yeah.
Moose? No,
No,
he
he wears a mask, and he used to be managed by Austin Idol.
There's nobody on there that has a mask. That's hold on, let me look this up.
Zion, is it Zion? Yeah, Zion. It's Zion.
Zion?
Yes. Yeah. He's really good. Because he reminds me of he's like a hybrid of the Grappler and Mr. Wrestling 2, and he's just really good.
And he wears a mask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at first they didn't even have a name. He was just the Masked Wrestler.
Oh.
When they first debuted. But getting to hold up. No, it wasn't Josephus. That's not him.
Magic Jake. Is that him? No. The Masked Zion?
It's Zion.
The Masked Zion. I'm just reading it. I don't know if I can find a picture of him, but I was just reading about. I'm sure our guests are like, what the hell? This is where the magic happens, people. Like we're like looking up stuff on Facebook. What? I don't have Masked Zion. I don't know. Well, I wonder, since we just got done through and all that, what do you think about if we do trivia right now? Are you cool with that?
I'm with it.
Let's do it.
Hang on, I got to get back over to that screen because I'm trying to look up this Masked Wrestler.
Oh, sorry.
It's time for Amy's Trivia. Can you hang? How big's your brain? It's time to play.
Awesome. So the reason why I wanted to go ahead and do our trivia is because it's Jazz and Rodney Mack trivia. So I figured it's kind of fresh. Like he literally, I was sitting there thinking about Nathaniel and I'm like, stop saying that. Because he's like answering my questions as he's talking about stuff. And I'm like, shh. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. He didn't know. I'm just saying. I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna give out answers. All righty. Who is older, Jazz or Rodney Mack? 1 out of 2. You got a 50-50 shot.
Well, I think I know the answer. I'm just scared to say it.
Why?
Because I think she is.
You think she is? Anybody in the chat want to take
I think that she's a couple years older than Rodney. Willie Thornburg says Jesus is still a main event talent anywhere in the world.
I agree. That's like Easter. Like, gosh, you couldn't pick the different. I mean, might as well add it.
I know, and we talked about it. It's just that Vegas, it's a slow weekend in Vegas, so they paid WWE to move it to Easter weekend.
Oh my gosh, I just am like, ugh. Yes, I understand. I mean, money wise, like you said, I think you said that too about it being a slow weekend. Which imagine that one of the most.
That? Did you ever watch South Park in the early days?
Occasionally, I don't know
when it was new.
They
had a whole thing where Jesus and the devil were going to have a boxing match.
Okay. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah. And the whole town, everybody was betting on the devil. because he was all
Really?
beefed up, a beefed up beast, and
Uh-huh.
everybody was betting on him, and only one person bet on Jesus.
Who was
So
that?
Michael Buffer does the introductions. They had Michael Buffer do the introduction. They introduced him as
Uh-huh.
Jesus the Savior. But anyway, there's like the finger poke of doom. Jesus, one punch, the devil took a dive. He was the
Uh-huh.
one that bet on Jesus, so he went back to hell with everybody's money.
I love it.
Sion is that's that
Scion. Yes.
Andrew's got it right. Sion.
Scion. Yes.
That I said that when you said it. But anyway, that was the whole thing. And when he said that, I was thinking, Jesus, the
I love it.
Savior, and that
That
popped me. And then everybody's like, Jesus, we're sorry. Can you forgive us? And he says, well, that's what I do.
Oh my gosh, that's
It was-
hilarious. The devil is the only one who bet on Jesus.
Yeah. And then took everybody's money back to hell with him.
And actually, Rodney is older than Jazz. Rodney was born October 12th, 1970, and Jazz was born August 27th, 1972. So
I don't know why I thought Jazz was older by a couple years.
it was a trick question.
Yeah, kind of was.
It was. Makes you say, like, okay,
The
what's
hell
he
of
gonna
it is
pick?
I'm older than both of them.
Are you not
Man, I
by
was in a
much?
match. I refereed a match with Rodney Mack and Fordell Walker once in Houma,
Uh-huh.
Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
And my God, I swear they were beating each other to death.
Oh.
I mean, I'm right there.
Right.
Can't
Yeah.
poke holes in it. I think that I to this day think they were throwing live rounds.
Whew. That's
Man,
rough.
Rodney Mack's a beast in that ring.
I bet. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
Yeah, but he is a very nice, very, very nice guy. I think the world of him.
I wouldn't want to take even a fake punch from Jazz or Rodney Mack, much less a real one. You know, I think they would both be very, very
I
snug.
believe Jazz can take him.
I think so too.
I think
Oh
that.
man, I want to get her on our ladies' night very much.
But she'd have some good stories.
Oh my God, yeah, just
She's a legend. She's a
she
legend.
is.
She does not get her flowers.
She's one of those. It's like she came too early. You know, like the wrestling that she can
She was
do.
Jordan Grace before Jordan Grace was Jordan Grace. She was Camille
Yes,
before Camille. She was
definitely.
she was Charlotte before Charlotte. I mean,
Yes, she did
she
not have the competition.
she had a China-like physique,
hmm
but she
But
didn't look like a dude. If you can say that.
well, you just did.
I did, and
Uh,
I'm not sorry for it. I'm saying
I think she had the psychology. You
that she
know, it
worked.
was a full package. Like, I'm not saying China wasn't, but I don't know if China really had she had the physique.
Right. But Jazz was the total package.
Yes, I
She
think Jazz had everything.
she had the
Hence,
physique
she's a
and she
trainer.
could work
Yes,
at a
and she's a
time
trainer,
when they were hiring athletic tens that really couldn't work.
Right. That's why I'm saying I think she just unfortunately, she kinda her time in the business was before that, before she really had good competition, and she did have some. You have Trish Stratus, and you
Yeah.
have Lita, and you have a Victoria, but you still not saying that they're not good, but I mean, look at what we have now and the absolute athleticism and working and what could she have done with a Becky Lynch or a Camille or Jordan Grace or Thunder Rosa or thinking of just some of those Tony Storm, like just thinking about some of those acts that we have now.
If she could
Like,
have been 10 years earlier, man, what her and Medusa could have done. Because
right.
Medusa suffers from the same thing of not having anybody to work with.
Definitely. Oh Lord. And she was really, I mean, Medusa really was a one of a kind. I mean, she had some, but again, if you only have 5 people to wrestle your whole entire career, just because it just didn't have it.
Yeah.
So a Luna Vachon, interesting. Okay.
All right.
Next question.
Oops.
What state?
Sorry, I'm not used to her being here.
What state are Jazz and Rodney from? Is it Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, or Mississippi?
Well, I didn't show everybody the answer, and
That's
I
true.
knew it, so I would have
Well,
got it right anyway because I knew it was from Louisiana.
they are from Louisiana. Now she is from she's billed from New Orleans, and he is originally from Lafayette, Louisiana. All right, next question. What wrestler is listed as Rodney Mack's trainer? Was it Harley Race, Junkyard Dog, Nightmare Danny Davis, or Skandor Akbar? I'll spit it out.
I'm
Who
go-
is listed as Rodney Mack's trainer?
I'm going with Ack.
And you would be incorrect, sir.
Ooh.
It was actually Junkyard Dog.
Ah.
Very good, Ben Jones. He got it. Yes, Junkyard Dog is listed as one of Rodney Mack's trainers.
Last week, I got through with my Dr. Pepper early in the show, and I couldn't get up. I won't get up and turn the camera off and leave and go get another one. So this week I just moved the whole studio around, so my refrigerator's right here.
That makes sense. You got it. I mean, you gotta do those kind of things. Make it comfortable for you,
That's
right? What's
what
the
we
next
do.
question?
That's what we do.
Exactly. What year did Jazz and Rodney Mack both debut? They both debuted the same year. Was it 95, 96, 97, or 98? Willie is 6 years younger than Rodney Mack. Oh, cool. They have the same birth date.
I'm gonna go with 95.
95, huh? Anybody in the chat want to take a stab at it? 95, 96, 97, 98. I say that because Dave is wrong. What? That's not. It is
Somebody
19.
forgot. Somebody tried to reuse a slide and didn't do it.
Mhm.
She don't know how many times that she's done that because I never tell her when she gets home.
The year they both debuted was actually 1998. A
Wow.
little bit later.
Because
Yeah.
96 was what I was thinking when I
Mhm.
guessed 95. If I missed it, I thought it was going to be 96.
Yeah. No. A
Oh,
little bit
cool.
1998.
Terry got it wrong too.
Oh well. I tried, like I said, I try to be tricky.
T-Weave and Andrew Hermes are both in the chat tonight. TNA top 10.
Yes, they just dropped their
Top
episode.
10 most annoying habits at work.
Yes. What was your top one?
Late.
Yeah, I could. Yep. Oh, I bet.
Oh man, people that come late.
Mm-hmm.
And you let me see you sitting out in the parking lot and you still come late.
I could see that would definitely be a problem.
That
Yeah.
and people that clock in and go straight to the bathroom for 15 minutes.
So no work ethic like that one.
Yeah.
That could be
That was number
part of
2.
that,
That was my number 2.
That was number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really great. I think it's always interesting because obviously we all have different kind of work areas and things. It was neat to hear what was on the list and what didn't make it, and so I thought that was kind of
And
fun
3,
to do.
I think I voted 3 was hygiene. Because it's well documented on this show that I tell people to use deodorant, brush your teeth, wash your ass.
See, I don't have that problem at my work. I mean, that hygiene, I wasn't even listed for me because I don't encounter that. But I think like I said, other jobs do, You would hate working with me. Oh,
when we
gosh,
get through
Terry,
trivia, I don't have an asshole of the week this week, but I got karma, but I got a good karma story. And I'll tell y'all when we get done with trivia.
Okay,
don't let me forget.
Okay, well we'll move on. So Jazz has won the WWF/WWE Women's Champion twice. Which one wrestler did she defeat both times to win that title? So the same person, she's beat them twice to win the title. Was it Molly Holly, Trish Stratus, Victoria, or Lita? She's won it twice, and she's defeated the same wrestler twice to win the title.
I want to say Trish, but I think it was Molly Holly.
You should always go with your instincts, Dave.
Ah,
It was Trish. So the first time was just on an episode of Raw, uh, February 4th, 2002. That was her first title reign. And then she won it again at Backlash of April of 2003. Now, one of the things I think is really fun, this is a good trivia question. I did not put this, but so Jazz was champion during 2002. So she was actually the champion when they become quote the WWE, when they had that transition.
Ah.
So she was actually the last WWF women's champion, and she was the first WWE women's champion because she was holding the belt during that
that's a neat.
transition
Well,
time.
that's a neat answer to a trivia question.
Exactly. I mean, I thought that was pretty interesting when I was researching her. I think that's a pretty good distinction. But
That'll be my main takeaway from Amy's trivia tonight.
good. I think so. I think that's really cool.
Hey,
Next
you never
question.
know
Oh,
though. You never know. That could be a question that Efren asks on the game event.
yes.
And now you know.
And now I'm going. I'm going too. I think is he going to do the game event in
Yes.
Huntsville? Yes, definitely. I'm going to be there. So
Oh, I'm aware of one of the prizes, and it is bad to the bone, and I'm not teasing.
Oh man, I'm not good at that kind of stuff though. But anyway. All right, the last two are fill in the blanks.
All right.
Okay. So Jazz's 948-day reign as the NWA Women's Champion is the third longest combined reign in NWA history. So right after Debbie Combs, she had two reigns that went 3,600 days, basically. There was and who. So there's two other ladies that had a longer reign. Debbie Combs was one at 3,600 days. And then there was another lady who had more days than Debbie Combs that held the NWA championship, women's championship.
There's two. Then I'm going to say Gable,
Mm-mm.
Fabulous Moolah.
It was the Fabulous Moolah. Now, again,
I thought we were picking two of them.
Debbie Combs was the first. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought
Debbie
you said there was two others. I thought you said
No.
two others.
I did. I meant
I was thinking
two
Joyce
others.
Gable. I mean, I was having to whip out a name from the past.
I'm sorry. I meant
So I was going to
two.
be Moolah and the other, but okay.
I'm sorry.
But I would have
Two
got one of
other
them wrong anyway.
besides Jazz. Sorry. In my head, it worked out better. But Moolah is one of those that is, 4 different reigns, 23 years. There's definitely a lot of time that can't necessarily be.
Y'all can't tell me that she didn't
qualified.
hold it. She doesn't catch a lot of crap like Hogan does, and everybody else that.
Who
But
the
for
fabulous
9,925 days, you're not going to tell me that she didn't scratch her butt and say, "This don't work for me, brother."
Well, I'm just saying, I think it kind of went out of vogue for a while. Then she still had it. Then it came
Yeah.
back. And,
The hell,
so.
she had her picture on it.
Well, that's true. That's kind of hard to be like. But I thought that was pretty cool. Jazz is the third longest reign in NWA Women's Championship history. And that was from September 2016 to April of 2019. So it's fairly recent.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Last question. In 2002, Rodney Mack was the OVW Southern Tag Team Champion with which current AEW star?
Shelton Benjamin.
It is Shelton Benjamin. Again, is that just not the craziest thing? Shelton Benjamin, 22, almost 23 years later, still wrestling, still amazing. He was the OVW Southern
Looks better
Tag
now
Team
than he did
Champion.
then.
I don't think he looks any different. Like just an absolute same thing with Bobby Lashley. Like they just don't age and just get better and better. Like I wish great things for them in AEW, honestly.
That Shelton Benjamin, he is such a good guy. If you've ever had the opportunity to have a conversation with him, just a really genuinely good person.
I think he looks like that. You know, I like he has that look about him that he's a. I've never got the opportunity. I did not talk to him at the banquet.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to him, but he looks genuine. You know, like, do you know there's some people that you can see when they're talking to fans and stuff, like, are they being
Right.
genuine or not? And you could definitely tell. Like, he's definitely looks like a very genuine person. And that's
I'm
all
hoping
I
that he. I'm
oh,
hoping
go
that
ahead.
he'll get it. I'm hoping that they'll put a championship on him in AEW.
Me too. And just so you know, a they're the Southern Tag Team Champions, Ronnie Mack and Shelton Benjamin, were called the Dog Pound. So
Oh, look at there.
another little
Branding.
piece of
That branding's
trivia.
been around.
Exactly. Exactly. So
And I'm
that's
sure that they had some pretty decent belts. I think Cody Rhodes held them belts
probably
with
yes.
Sean Spears, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did.
And but they didn't get them from Big Time Belts, but they could have. Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. These tag team championship belts came from Big Time Belts.
I like the yellow. I
I
think
do.
I do. I
I
do
do.
too. I like that. It's a little different, but I like that.
Look at this
Ooh.
elegant Flying V fighting champion with the bent bars.
Uh-huh.
Just a really, it's a hybrid winged eagle look about it.
Don't you have like a Gunther vibe to that? Like I could see Gunther
I could see
carrying
Gunther
that.
wearing that.
You
Yes.
know, I really do. I don't know what it is, but I definitely could see Gunther sporting that belt and looking very, very good with it. I
Yeah.
like that.
There's Sam Houston.
Damn. Oh, I like that.
Sam Houston got some custom belts from Big Time Belts.
I love it.
Tim Robinson made his belt dreams come true. Got his AMW, his whole AMW collection from
Love
Big
it.
Time Belts. And the belt bug has bit him. And he has taken my advice. When I told him, don't worry, she'll get over it. He believed me. He's all in. The Lucha Libre hood mark belt.
Ooh, I love that. Those colors.
Yeah, my friend Jean Paul has this one.
I love it.
They were running hood mark promotions in Louisiana
Very
with the
no low.
lazy Le Bon Temps. Let the good times roll side plates.
I was gonna say, oh, I love this belt.
Yeah,
This one
the
right here.
Arkansas Wrestling Association's Openweight Championship was beautifully crafted by Big Time Belts.
Yes. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Do we know if they're still married, this couple?
Well,
We're
they're coming
always
up on their 2-month anniversary.
I know. I feel like we're always talking about their belts. We just wonder, did they actually or how they doing?
I just wonder if they're still putting each other over.
Exactly.
And that's our belt dream right there.
I love it. Our belt's super
That was
nice.
our belt dream.
Look at you. Is
And
Stephanie
this is
still in
our
the
belt.
lead?
And this is our belt reality. Big Time Belts, proud sponsor of the Ram Network Fantasy Football League, Filter Free Popcast, Talking Wrestling with Palmwater Dave, the TNA Top 10, Big Time Belts, Facebook.com.
Love it.
High quality, low prices. And we want to thank him for sponsoring our pod. Go Teppy. Please don't make me have to send this belt out to anybody.
I was going to say,
win our league.
Is she still in the lead?
She's in 4th place, but she's in the playoffs.
Oh, who happened? Who took over?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know any of
As long
that.
as she's in the playoffs, we're good.
I love how, I don't know if you saw in our group chat, Tim was talking about, I don't know if, I know.
You're not in the playoffs?
Not in first.
Oh, she's still in the playoffs.
Yeah, but she was not in first. I just love how Tim says we couldn't rush fraternity right now. So his feet are really suffering. I thought that was so funny. Oh Lord.
All
so
right.
tell us about the karma. Don't forget.
That the Honda Ridgeline that I've had issue with last 2 weeks.
Yes, at the Dollar Tree.
Involved in a minor fender bender on the service road near the Family Dollar.
Family Dollar, yes.
Well, Family Dollar, Big Lots, they're all right there by each other.
Uh-huh.
And but they were in a fender bender, but it wasn't the old man, it was a woman driving it, but it was the same car.
Interesting.
So, I mean, if she had a fender bender, he's pissed so good. I'm not mad no more.
You're not?
No, I laughed my ass off. I really did.
Or yeah, well, he's
Well,
going to
nobody was hurt. No, I could say
Yeah,
nobody was
yeah.
hurt. So anyway, I
That's
just thought it was
funny.
funny because I've been laying for him. Anyway, now it's time.
It's our topic, our main topic. Can we stay on topic? Maybe we doubt it, but we try.
We are going to stay on topic because we've been doing so good about sticking to 2 hours.
Well, we don't have a whole lot to say about this card. We had the Survivor Series from Vancouver, British Columbia this past weekend. Survivor Series War Games. I really like that they've incorporated War Games into the Survivor Series. And did you watch this, Amy?
I did.
Okay. So we kicked things off with the women. I want to say before I start crapping on this match did not need to be in War Games.
I 100% agree.
Where is the conflict? I mean,
Exactly.
my God, you got Bailey and Io Sky from Damage Control on the same freaking team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know that Rhea wants Liv.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Candice LeRae's there. Who she got beef with?
100%. That was, we talked about this before, I think, is like, I don't like with the Survivor Series and with War Games, like, I don't like it. Okay, it's November. We have to manufacture a War Games for men or women's, like, whoever's not having the beef.
They could have had a traditional 5-on-5 Thrive to Survive old school Survivor Series match. The women could have had the Survivor Series match to start the pay-per-view.
Yes.
The men could have had the War Games to end. Now, I'm going to tell you why they didn't do that.
Okay.
Because people would have lost their freaking minds. Oh, the women aren't good enough to have War Games. Because that's people that want something to be mad about.
Yeah.
With bitch-like tendencies would accuse Triple H of being sexist. Oh, the women can't get in the cage. But the story wasn't there. Last year it was. Because it was Bailey versus Damage Control. The story was there last year. The story's not here this year. We could have done the traditional Survivor Series match, and it probably would have been a lot better. Because you put 100% in the cage. They don't have any business trying to hit each other with chairs. All the chair shots looked horrible. Then you had the manufactured. Last year, the trash can spot was kind of cool.
The first time she did it. I mean, this is like the third time.
A strap to carry it up there. We know we're getting a trash can spot.
Right.
AEW Indie-rific, where everybody got in place so they could do the double splash.
And I hated that because you didn't get to see. Tiffany Stratton did. You couldn't watch both of them at the exact same time.
Exactly, and it
kind of. I mean, I don't know.
And I mean, it's bad enough that they put a diving board up on top of the cage for them. They got a damn platform up there.
I know.
Well, I'd be a lid on there. But so when they put the platform up there, we're going to get an off the top spot. But I mean, WWE's better than this. They're normally better than this. But this is this is your AEW. Let's all work in a circus delay. So I mean, it was just bad. Right. That part of the match was bad.
Yeah.
I do like that we had Tiffany with her opportunity to decide which one she wanted to cash in on, and she had the trash can and the briefcase and the trash can. That was a fun spot. Rhea Ripley with her mask. I didn't hate all of it, and I'm glad to see Candice LeRae included because I think the world of her. She's tremendously underutilized. So to see her getting this kind of opportunity,
right? Definitely having a veteran in the match, and like you said, that was because a lot of these ladies are younger or they haven't been in a match like this before. I mean, I definitely think she was an asset. Candice LeRae was definitely an asset in the ring.
Right, and I mean, this match did what it needed to do. It advanced the storyline. Mommy got the pin on Liv.
Yeah. But I'm with you. This could have been a 5-on-5. It did not need to be a war games. It was not to that elevation. And I think they kind of water it down, like definitely the
The women
bloodline,
are better
what we
wrestlers.
see. Yeah. And what we
Women are
saw.
better wrestlers when you introduce weaponry with them.
Well,
It
and again, if this would have been, let's pretend Liv had all these girls were like wreaking havoc for a year. You know what I'm saying? Then it makes more sense that they bring weapons out and stuff. But like, no, it doesn't make any sense for, EO Sky to like flatten all these other people because what beef does she have with any of them? So
right. I
I'm
mean,
not a fan.
even in the press conference, they ask, when you wrestle Nia,
Hmm.
she's got Tiffany, or was she wrestling Liv? Whoever she's going to wrestle, she's got. Oh no, it was Liv, and she's got Raquel, and
Hmm.
she goes, I'm in damage control." So I mean, because I
Right.
asked, I said, "What happened with AO Sky and damage control?" Because now she's here with Bailey, and they were trying to kill each other.
Right. Right.
The women are so much better than this.
Hmm.
The weaponry took away from it for me. This was 2 jars at best.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I don't know that it's on the women so much as it is the book is the booking,
I
because
think
they
think
just put them in a
yeah.
bad spot.
Yeah, I think it is 100% the booking. Because again, they tried to manufacture us like, "Oh, we're having war games, so we gotta have the women in a cage." They really didn't need to be there. Like,
Right.
it should have been like a 5-on-5, but then,
But
like you said.
I'm right. That's why they would never could do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. But that's crazy because that's ridiculous because even though it makes more sense, we're gonna do something because people are gonna bitch. The people that bitch, they don't follow wrestling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't
They're the
understand.
vocal minority.
They are the absolute minority, vocal minority, definitely. So ridiculous.
All right. We had Braun Breaker defending that beautiful version of the Intercontinental title. The little blue paint just did so much for that belt.
Mhm. That Ludwig, he's really good.
I
Ludwig
can't help it.
Kaiser.
I mean, don't you agree?
Oh, no.
Alliance with the Belfort.
You can't do that to this old lady. You can't be doing this.
All right.
I do. I love that little pops of blue. And that's good for him to kind of have like a different, look to it. It looks like something he would carry. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Would you agree that Braun could club puppies and be over with the crowd?
Oh, I don't know. Club puppies?
Man, I'm telling
Mm,
you, he's a tweener. It doesn't
definitely.
matter.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
he's exciting. I'm seeing big things for Braun.
Yeah, I
I
definitely
mean, he
think
successfully defended this. It was, you know,
that was
it
a
was
good match.
a three jar match. I mean,
Yeah. I think each one of them brought something really good to the match.
yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like a complete brawl. Like, like there was lots of good elements to it. I mean, they did take every one of them took a hell of a beating, but I did not know. I didn't think Sheamus would win, but I wasn't for sure if Ludwig wouldn't win.
oh
Like
yeah, he would
just
have stole it. I mean,
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
wouldn't going to outpower either one of them, but I think he could have stole it.
Yeah, and especially with a three-way like this, you don't necessarily have to pin the champion, so there's always
Right.
kinda like that loophole of, "You didn't actually beat me, you
Oh, he
beat
could have.
Sheamus," you know?
Yeah, Braun could have speared Sheamus out of his boots, and
Exactly.
Ludwig
Yeah,
shit
pushed him
cans
out of the
Braun
way
and
or
makes the
something.
cover. I mean, it could have happened.
Yeah, and I don't think he would have been a bad Intercontinental Champion either. I mean, look, but I do like that, uh, Braun Breaker kept it,
It may
so.
be something that they need to think about doing because he's such chicken shit. He's a
Uh-huh.
great
Oh,
chicken shit heel,
definitely.
and
Yeah,
I don't know that Braun needs it, but he probably will keep it till it's time for him to make his run at
right.
the world title, which I see for him.
And
He's
again, it's always better to see the babyface chase.
yes,
Especially
definitely.
someone like that, like a Ludwig, who want it that way. Like,
But if
yeah,
Braun
that could
lost
be
it to
good.
Ludwig, if Braun lost to Ludwig, I don't see him going back. I think it's just onward and upward.
Well, that's true.
Next up, LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm here to tell you, I love what they've done with Shinsuke Nakamura. This is the great kabuki,
Mm-hmm.
a modern day great kabuki gimmick. I love it. Love, 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 love it. Was glad to see him win the match.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he would.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Because I mean that, because they've actually got LA Knight custom belt. But they've fumbled. They've started and stopped with Shinsuke for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw this gimmick, I'm thinking, man, I hope this gets some steam.
Do you think they? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He needed this more than LA Knight did.
Do you think that was more of a Vince McMahon thing with the stop and starting, like not really knowing? Like, is this
100%.
you feel like this is what Shinsuke's been wanting to do the whole time, or pieces of it? Like you said, when you can get behind it.
No, I think Shinsuke's done everything that Shinsuke's done. There's been nothing wrong with the characters and the incarnations, with the playing the music,
Yeah.
and doing the whole artsy. I think, I'm sure that his inability to cut promos in English didn't hit with Vince.
Mm-hmm.
But I like what they're doing. Also, WWE is more of an international, worldwide product now than it ever was under Vince.
Yes.
I always saw it as a United States-based promotion that occasionally went outside the U.S.
Right.
For some reason, since TKO got it, I see them as a world-based brand. And maybe it's because they're always out of the country now, it seems like.
I love the subtitles. Like, I don't know. I mean, I love letting them talk in their own. I mean, even with Io Sky and Asuka and all, I love letting them talk in their own language and then having a subtitle. Like, they can project so much more energy. I don't even know what they're saying, but I know they're pissed.
Hey,
you know
this
what I
is
mean?
2024. Wrestling fans can read now. This ain't the 70s. This ain't the front row of the Sportatorium in 1981. These people can read. Send your hate tweets to
Yeah, I mean,
Rev Super Dave PWD.
I could have made out with David Von Erich walking to the ring back in the 70s, 80s.
But anyway, 4 jars. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I'm looking forward to seeing more out of Shinsuke. I mean, when LA Knight tried to do a run-in on him the other night and Shinsuke lit him up with that mist.
And like you said, though, I was surprised that he won because, again, they have that formula like, oh, Shinsuke got it on LA Knight, so LA Knight will get it back. So obviously he's going to win, but they're going with it. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Gunther versus Damian Priest. This is the rematch.
I didn't care for this match. Did you? I don't know what it was. It just wasn't. I don't know.
I think it was better than their last one.
I don't know why. I felt like this was like, I mean, they're all good matches, but this was probably my least favorite. And I don't know why necessarily, because I really like both of them. There just wasn't, I don't know. There just wasn't
any highs. I mean, something was just flat on this whole PLE.
You think so? This match seemed flat. I don't know. I didn't like it. Well, again, I was kind of like with the girls.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was better than their last one. It's 3 jars for me.
Really? Okay.
I give it 3. I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I thought it was better than what they'd done in the past.
Mm-hmm. And again, not saying they didn't work. Like, I don't know. Something just kind of fell flat. I don't know what it was.
I never believed that Gunther was going to lose this match.
And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's where I've gotten to with Gunther. Like,
there was no build.
Nobody's going to be.
Just that fight in the backstage area where he got up on him and said, "I'm Street Fighter. You might be the ring general, but I'm Street Fighter."
Yeah.
Well, then you needed to challenge him in a street fight because this one didn't work out for you, sir.
I feel like I feel like Damien is kind of like flailing. Like, you know, he doesn't have Judgment Day. I mean, Rhea has, I mean, she stands
It
well on
wasn't
her
time to
own,
break
you
Judgment
know?
Day up.
And so, yeah, I mean, he still has like fits with Judgment Day, but then him going after Gunther, like, I don't know. It just wasn't, it's okay. So
Yeah.
3 jars though, that's not bad.
Then we had the men's war game
Oh my
matches.
God. I
The
love this.
OG versus the current, and
This is great.
I liked it.
I did too.
I think there was I think the problem is that we wanted a surprise.
Yeah, we wanted
A
The Rock.
surprise. We
Yeah.
wanted something.
Yeah.
And what we got is 5-on-5 that told the story that needed to be told. Roman didn't get his you follow back, but Roman, they all set it up to where Roman could get the pin on
Right.
Solo.
What's
Jacob
horrible,
Jacob
Andrew?
Fatu is hands down better than anybody in this picture in the ring.
I loved how he was like just, you know,
Yeah.
I loved how Solo and his group came out all together. Like that was great. And I love how they all like Solo was like, I mean, Jake, like you said, Jacob is just, and Solo's like, you. Andrew, I want to know what you thought was horrible. I loved how when Punk was getting ready to run out and like Roman put his hand up and like blocked him.
Yeah.
That was great. Okay, well, I know you're not a big fan of CM Punk, but I
didn't
like that though. I like how
see.
he
I
like put
didn't
his
hate
hand up.
Punk
That
in
was
this
great.
because Punk with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman makes everything better.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably eat hominy if Paul Heyman cooked it for me.
Oh, hominy's good. You don't
I
like
hate
hominy?
hominy.
But you'll take it if Paul Heyman
I'm just
fixes it?
saying, Paul Heyman seems to make everything better because I got a really negative attitude about CM Punk myself. But when I
Right.
saw Paul Heyman come out with CM Punk,
Uh-huh.
I kind of got excited for it. So I didn't hate it. And I liked the tension,
Mm-hmm.
but I liked that Punk saved Roman. It's just that I think the wanting something more, and we didn't get it. There was no surprise. I mean,
I think we all wanted The Rock, you know.
I don't know that I wanted The Rock.
Really? Who do you think would have been? I love Bronson Reed with the Solos group. I really do like him with that group. He looks like he fits in.
Yeah,
Now
but
he might.
what if they'd have blamed him for the loss and turned on him, and then all of them would have been beating him up in the ring?
Well, I don't think he can walk after
I mean,
that.
you'd have baby
Whatever
faced him,
yeah, he don't need to
but
be a baby safe.
I mean, you could have set up Jacob Fatu versus Bronson Reed. Oh my God, now we're cooking. Maybe we had somebody turn on the old and for the new.
You think Sammy?
No,
Would
I
you have
don't.
wanted-
I don't think any. Sammy turning is not going to do anything for me. I need Sammy to be I need Sammy to be like Sammy was. I need Sammy trying to make everybody break every week on promos.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
entertaining. Sammy flip-flopping back and forth is just, he's turning. You can't keep doing that to him. You're going to make him the joke the Big Show became.
Right. And you're right though. I mean, they could
I'm
have.
saying maybe
like the idea of them.
Fatu, maybe Jacob Fatu turns and lets Roman know you don't need CM Punk. You have me.
Mm.
Maybe they had that where they never let CM Punk in the ring.
Interesting.
And Jacob turned and they dismantled him that way without Punk ever getting in.
But what if they didn't let Punk in the ring? What would that be saying to Paul Heyman? Like Paul Heyman is the one that orchestrated
and
that.
I get
So,
with the favor, and the favor is going to be WrestleMania because he wants a WrestleMania main event.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
It's a long way away.
Bronson,
it's a long way away, and I don't know if he can stay healthy.
True. I do like There was definitely some moments in the CM Punk. I mean, with CM Punk, I don't know. I liked it. I understand. Like I said, we're inputting CM Punk with Paul Heyman. Like you said, we're stretching that. We're kind of going off on this side because now Paul Heyman has owed him a favor. Like, what is that going to be? That's interesting.
Well, we're gonna get Punk and Seth, and I like the part where he goes, Seth is thinking about him, and he goes, "Well, I don't even think about you.
Oh my
I mean,
God,
you're not even a
yes.
champion anymore. You don't have anything I want."
Isn't that was on Raw, right?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
No, it was. And
And
then Sammy coming out and saying, "Hey, you can't talk like, like you can't be talking like that to Jay Uso or whatever."
but altogether, this is a 3-jar. This is a 3-jar pay-per-view for me.
Mhm.
This is one of the few that I would have had buyer's remorse if I'd paid $50 for it.
Yeah. Because
They're
really,
just
you're only paying for this match right here, I think. The blood, to sit in the War
well,
Games.
well, the LA Knight Shinsuke Nakamura was the not match of the night for me.
It was or wasn't?
It was
Okay.
the same way that Tony Storm pops me with
Right.
reinventing herself in the Carol Burnett show.
Yes. Yes.
Shinsuke doing the Great Kabuki has done.
Pops
I
you.
mean, I don't know if it's hitting anybody else that way, but it's got this old man in his feels about 1982, 83 world class.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I watched it, but yeah, it's not going to be one. If I were to watch anything again, it would be this match, that match, just because that was really the only thing I was interested in watching.
Yeah.
Nothing against anybody else. That's just me. So who we got next week? Do you remember? Sorry.
We have Jax Insane.
Oh, really?
JAX, middle initial N, last name SAINE. Jax Insane.
Is that like Phil D. Payne?
I love it.
I do too.
I don't know anything about him yet. I'm looking forward to learning all about him. And,
Where's he coming from?
He is the AIWF television champion.
Oh, cool.
Matt Classic
Okay.
Creed.
Mhm.
Matt Classic Creed is really, he really networks well, and he's pushing. I mean, he's telling everybody that follow all the wrestlers that, because AIWF's worldwide.
Mhm.
And he's
Yeah.
saying, hey, if you want to be on podcast, I have podcasts for you to be on. And he can't thank him enough for sending people our way.
Yes,
And,
we love it. We love talking to the up and comers. We want to be able to say we
well,
knew
Jackson
them when
Sane
they
is
were a little one.
Jackson Sane is the television champion, and I think he's got 2 other belts, and we're
Oh,
going
I
to hear
love
all
it.
about him. And then,
And we have another one from a
and in 2 weeks we have. When I'm quiet, you got to sing. James Harris.
yes,
James Harris from AIWF.
AIWF, yes.
Willie Buck asks the important question. Palmwater Dave, are you going to any wrestling shows this weekend? I am. I will be at the Lost Art of Wrestling in Mount
Jealous.
Olive. Mount Olive, Mississippi. Vladimir Koloff is going to wrestle Paul Wright. Sammy Wright versus the Nightmare Jeremiah. Wes Warren
Ooh.
takes on Steve Anthony. I am super excited to see those two. Our former guests, Wes Warren taking on Steve Anthony. Ray Fury versus Christian Blake.
I mean, Ray Fury's been a past guest. Vladimir's been on here. Jeremiah's
Wright,
been
Paul
on here.
Wright.
I mean, like I said,
Suge
that's
White.
awesome.
Suge White versus Cliff Rogers, and Eric Black and Hayden Sill versus Leo Wright and the Pharaoh of Funk. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good show in Mount Olive.
Heck yeah. Sounds good.
Hey,
take your medicine. No.
You know what happened when Napoleon went to Mount Olive?
Napoleon
When Napoleon went to Mount Olive.
I do not.
Popeye got pissed.
Oh, Jesus. I knew I was walking into something goofy. Is that how you're going to end our show, on a dad joke?
I can't think of any better way. For the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn, I'm Palm Water Dave. We'll see you next week on Talking Wrestling.